So if you've been holding out for that perfect time to upgrade your home appliances, well, that moment is pretty much here. We're doing a deep dive today into the Amazon Great Indian Festival 2025 Savings Playbook. And we're specifically zeroing in on, the big one, how to get those huge discounts on home appliances. Our sources are pointing towards savings up to, 65% off, which is massive. So our job here is to pull out the smartest, quickest, most value-packed plan from all this info.
Exactly. And look, this isn't just browsing online. It's more like a strategic operation, really. All the signals we're seeing confirm that the stuff people really want, the big fridges, the good ACs, they'll have limited stock. So our mission today is to cut through the noise, the marketing speak, and make sure you actually bag the deal you want before you see that awful sold-out message pop up.
Okay, let's jump right in then. The official start date for the festival is September 23rd, Indian Standard Time. But, and this is crucial, the number one tactical advantage, the thing you need to know, Prime members get a full 24-hour head start. That Prime early access window, honestly, it's often the decider between getting what you want and missing out, especially on the big stuff.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is the data we have on how fast things move historically. The sources really hammer this point home. Deals change constantly. Sometimes it's midnight, sometimes it's mid-morning. It's unpredictable. So if you're set on a specific model, waiting for the general sale launch means you're already way behind. You're competing with, everyone else.
Yeah.
Being a Prime member, it basically buys you a day with less competition when the stock levels are at their absolute peak.
Absolutely. Okay, so before we even dream about shiny new washing machines, we need to lock down the foundation, the base discount, because everything else, all the other savings, they kind of layer on top of this one. We're talking about that guaranteed 10% instant discount. It's available on SBI debit cards, SBI credit cards, and also the credit card EMI options.
This 10% is sort of the gateway, right? And we really need to stress it's instant. It's not cash back. You wait weeks for, you see the price drop right there on the payment screen. Bang! And the sources suggest SBI is consistently the main bank partner here, probably because they have such a huge reach across the country. So most people can access this basic saving.
Right. Which leads to the big question, how do you make sure you actually get that 10%?
Yeah.
Because sometimes things go wrong. The source materials are really specific about the terms and conditions you absolutely must check.
You have to know the usual rules. There's always a minimum spend, right? You can't buy like a phone case and expect 10% off a washing machine price. And maybe more importantly, you have to find the maximum discount cap. There's always a limit. It's usually per card or maybe per transaction. So if you're spending, say, a lakh on something big, you might hit that cap, maybe it's 1,500 rupees, maybe 2,000 pretty quickly, just one item.
Ah, okay. So let's say you're buying a big fridge and a fancy washing machine. It could actually be smarter to check if splitting them into two separate purchases lets you hit that max discount cap twice. That little bit of effort could genuinely save you quite a bit more cash.
Exactly. Clever thinking. And always remember the exclusions. Not everything qualifies. Things like gift cards, some Amazon services, they're usually out. The process to check, the actionable step, is really non-negotiable. Add your item to the cart. Go to the payment page. Select your SBI card or the EMI. And then this is the critical bit. Look for that line that says offer applied or something similar. Confirm it's there before you hit pay. If you don't see it, stop. Figure out why.
Okay, preparation is key. That includes winning what they call the early bird rush. This is for those really competitive deals, the lightning deals, the blockbusters, the deal of the day. This is often where those headline up to 65% off appliance deals actually live.
And if you think about that festive rush, the high demand we mentioned, these limited time deals can vanish in minutes, literally minutes. So our playbook, based on the sources, gives you 4 specific actions, things you should probably do right now, actually.
Okay, first, wish list everything. Anything you're even slightly interested in, add it to your wish list today and switch on the notify me alerts for it. Second, use the app's watch list feature specifically. It's apparently better for tracking those super fast lightning deals that pop up and disappear. Third, prep your account. Make sure your SBI card details are saved correctly. Your main shipping address is saved and selected. And you're logged in. Wasting seconds looking for your CVV number, that's enough time to lose the deal. And fourth, the big one we keep mentioning, use that full 24-hour Prime early access window. Waiting just means higher prices, or worse, the exact model you wanted is gone.
Yeah, the difference between clicking buy at, say, 11:59 p.m. the night before the main sale starts versus waiting until 8 a.m. the next morning, That could absolutely be the difference between getting that large capacity fridge or that 5-star AC you had your eye on or seeing currently unavailable.
Right. So let's pivot now. Let's talk about the deals themselves. The sources are really pushing this up to 65% off on home appliances angle this year, which suggests manufacturers are clearing out maybe higher feature inventory. So we should be targeting specific tech.
That's a good read on it. The data does suggest the really deep discounts aren't always on the most basic entry-level models. They're often on the appliances that have features offering long-term savings. Think energy efficiency, newer tech.
Okay, so under large appliances, the target list seems pretty clear based on this. Look specifically for convertible refrigerators, the ones where you can change freezer space to frig space,
Oh.
and definitely inverter refrigerators. That tech save energy and tends to last longer. For washing machines, prioritize front-load models with inverter motors. And look for those high-efficiency 5-star BEE ratings. Seriously, that 5-star rating pays you back long after you've forgotten about the initial discount.
Totally agree. And if an air conditioner is on your shopping list, you absolutely must aim for one with inverter technology and a copper condenser, not aluminum, copper. That combo basically dictates how efficient and durable it'll be. And our sources hint that these specific higher-end setups might see some really good debut discounts this time around. Don't waste your money on older fixed-speed compressor models. Just don't. Also, dishwashers are popping up more too. Worth checking if that's on your list.
Good point on dishwashers. Okay, moving into the kitchen. The kitchen powerhouses. The list here is pretty long. Microwaves, OTGs, oven toaster grills, chimneys, induction cooktops, mixer grinders, and air fryers seem to be huge again. Why these specifically? I think the insight is that the big savings often land on the higher capacity or multifunction models, like the air fryer with smart cooking modes or the OTG that also has a rotisserie. So target the features you'll use, not just the lowest sticker price.
Well put. And we can't forget the home utility section either. This stuff adds up. Definitely check out water purifiers. Look for the ones combining RO, UV, maybe UF technologies for broader purification. Also, robot vacuums are getting more popular, huge time savers. And look at the latest energy-efficient geysers and room heaters, especially with winter not too far off for some regions. Irons and steamers too? Basic but necessary.
Okay, this brings us to a really, really critical point, a potential aha moment. You can get the world's best discount right, but if the appliance you buy doesn't actually fit your kitchen or your family's needs, you've basically wasted your money. Buyer's remorse is real, so we need that pre-purchase checklist, the think before you click list.
Exactly. This is where we shift focus from just the discount percentage to actual value. So first check, energy and tech. Reconfirm that BEE star rating. Make sure it really has inverter tech if that's what you wanted. And critically, check the capacity. Is the fridge capacity right for your family size? Is the AC powerful enough for the room it's going into? A common mistake is getting this wrong, buying too big a fridge for the space or too small an AC.
Okay, second check, logistics. This is huge for large appliances. You absolutely must check the delivery timelines and the installation dates specifically for your PIN code before you buy. During these massive sales, local delivery hubs and installation teams get completely slammed. You do not want your brand new AC sitting in its box in your balcony for 2 weeks waiting for someone to install it.
Couldn't agree more. Third, service and value. Confirm the brand's warranty details. Check that they offer on-site service coverage in your specific area. Not all brands cover all PIN codes equally. And don't skip this eyes. Check the exchange value offered for your old appliance. It's usually right there on the product page. Getting that instant deduction for your old clunker is a guaranteed saving, often quite significant.
And we should also touch on finance again here. No cost EMI sounds great, right? Zero interest. But we learned from the sources you've got to watch out for potential hidden fees.
That's right. Yeah, sometimes, while the interest itself might technically be zero, some banks or sellers might sneak in a small processing fee or something similar. It might not be obvious. So always double-check the final payable amount when you select no-cost EMI, just to be sure. And finally, check the seller rating. Look for that fulfilled by Amazon tag if possible. It just adds a layer of reliability for delivery and returns.
Okay, great checklist. So we've got the 10% SBI Discount Foundation. We have our target list of appliances focusing on tech and features. Now let's talk about the Pro Savings Stack. How to layer these discounts to really knock that final price down.
Right. Think of it like building savings, one layer on top of another, sequentially. Yeah. We've identified about 4 main layers here.
Okay, layer 1, that's the SBI 10% instant discount we talked about, your non-negotiable starting point. Layer 2, coupons. These are different. You usually have to actively collect the coupon by clicking a button on the product page itself. Don't forget to do that. The good news from the sources is that these digital coupons usually stack on top of the bank offer. That's a double win.
hmm Layer 3, exchange. Trading in your old appliance, assuming it's in working condition, gives you an instant deduction. This can often push the final price down way below the initial discounted price you saw. Very powerful. And layer 4, look out for bundle or combo deals. Sometimes buying the main appliance bundled together with something like an extended warranty or maybe a necessary accessory like a voltage stabilizer for an AC can actually work out cheaper overall than buying them separately later. Worth checking.
Nice. And we've got 2 bonus tips, sort of power-ups for the more strategic shoppers out there. First is price tracking. This is crucial for cutting through the hype. Use tools. There are browser extensions like Keepa, for example, that work on the web version of Amazon.in. They show you the historical price of an item, so you can check if that amazing deal price is actually lower than it's been for the last few months, or if it's just, marketing. Verify it's a real festival discount.
Absolutely essential tip. And the second one is for business buyers. Don't forget, if you're buying something eligible for your business, look for the GST invoice option during checkout. Claiming that input tax credit later can mean significant extra savings, effectively lowering the cost even further.
Okay, we've planned, we've strategized, we've stacked our discounts, we've clicked buy. Phew! Now comes the final, and honestly, often the most stressful part, the post-purchase logistics. Delivery, installation, and, returns. This stage can make or break your satisfaction.
Yeah, this is where the rubber meets the road, you could say. Practical reality hits hard. First, returns and warranty. You have to understand the return windows, and they vary wildly. For electronics, especially large appliances, it's often brutal. Usually only replacement, not a refund, and only within a very tight window, like 7 to 10 days. Whereas for something like fashion or maybe basic home goods, you might get 30 days. You absolutely must read the specific return policy on the product page you bought from. No excuses.
Wow, that 7 to 10 day replacement-only window for a big, expensive appliance, that feels like the single biggest risk factor in this whole thing.
It really is. And installation issues can make it even riskier. For things like ACs, maybe large washing machines, dishwashers, you have to schedule the installation immediately after you get the delivery confirmation. Use the link on your Amazon order page. Make sure it's done by the brand's authorized team or an Amazon authorized partner. If you delay scheduling, you could easily blow past that critical 7-10 day return replacement window while you're just waiting for a technician to show up. I remember reading one anecdote in the source material. Someone bought a massive fridge. It sat in their hallway for 3 days because they forgot to measure their front door properly first. Had to get the door frame removed. Logistics matter. Measure.
Ouch. Okay, so a final quick checklist then. What absolutely must we do before the sale and immediately after clicking buy?
Right. Before the sale starts, measure everything. Doorways, the space where the appliance will go, any required clearance around it, height needed for a kitchen chimney. Avoid that hallway scenario after you purchase. Immediately track the delivery status in the app. As soon as it's delivered, schedule the installation right away, again through the app or order page, and crucially, keep all the original packaging. The boxes, the styrofoam, the little plastic bags, all the accessories. Keep everything until that return or replacement window has completely safely closed. Don't throw anything away early.
Okay, that feels like a complete strategic playbook. So, wrapping up, the 2 most critical takeaways for you, the listener, seem to be these. 1, the festival officially kicks off September 23rd, but that 24-hour prime early access on the 22nd, that's your strategic high ground. Use it if you can. And 2, that SBI 10% instant discount. It's foundational, but you must visually confirm you see offer applied on the payment page before you complete the transaction. Double check.
Absolutely. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Building on that speed and the return window pressure. Given how fast these high-demand appliances sell out and how unforgiving that 7-10 day replacement window is, consider this. Maybe the biggest discount isn't always the rupees saved, but the discount on potential wasted time and hassle. Think about the true cost, the frustration, the effort of having that brand new AC or washing machine sit there, still in its box, for 11 days because you're busy, only to finally unbox it on day 12 and discover it's damaged or faulty. Too late. So perhaps your final, most important strategic priority shouldn't just be getting the deal, but being ready to thoroughly test and verify that big appliance works perfectly immediately upon delivery. Get it installed fast, run it through its paces, all within that narrow, critical window. Don't let the clock run out before you know it's okay.